You know, I have been sitting in the audience all through yesterday and this morning, and I have heard such wonderful things about your company. I have heard about your product, the quality of your products, the credibility that you have in the marketplace, and more important than anything, the success that USANA is now bringing to the direct selling industry in total. Now, all of those things that you have heard so far have obviously been literally tools that you can use in your toolbox to talk to customers, to talk to potential distributors, to talk to everyone about your company. And it is good that you have so many wonderful things that you can talk about. But I want to, this afternoon, give you one more tool. And that is, of course, the strength of the industry that you are in, the direct selling industry, the most vibrant, fast-growing, and ethical industry there is in the world. And you are part of it. And you should consider this as a tool, because when you talk to your prospects and your customers, this will give you strength. And as we go forward into the future, we are definitely going to be seeing a wonderful, wonderful, bright future for direct sales. The future is bright. The future, I have to tell you, is brighter today than it has ever been in the past. And I want to give you the reasons why. Let me ask you a question first of all. This is a test. When you first signed up to become a part of a direct selling company, and you went home and you told your friends and your family what you had done, how many of them said to you, "When are you going to get a real job?" Happened to me. Are you crazy? What are you smoking? Why are you getting involved in network marketing, etc., etc.? Anytime anybody says that to you in the future, you tell them that you are in fact part of one of the most vibrant industries there are in the world. You heard some of the statistics yesterday. First of all, over $150 billion of sales are sold through the direct selling channel. Through not just the direct selling channel, but through companies that are part of the various DSAs in each of the countries around the world. There are today 90 million people, 90 million direct sellers out there in the various markets, about 170 markets throughout the world. Right here in Europe, 18 billion euros last year were spent with direct selling companies. And again in Europe, over 12 million people are now engaged in this industry. So when someone says to you, when are you going to get a real job, tell them the size of the industry that you are part of. This is your industry. This is an industry that USANA is proud to be a part of, and this is an industry why they have chosen to be part of it. In Europe, there are 5 key markets. There are actually 6 on the slide there, because Russia, of course, is not part of the EU. But those key markets are what are driving the growth in Europe. The largest, as you heard yesterday in terms of size, is France. And then you have Germany, UK, Italy, and Poland, with Russia as a rising star coming along very, very quickly indeed. Within those markets, the profile of direct sellers is very, very interesting. It wasn't very, very long ago when you looked at gender, nearly almost 100% would have, in fact, been women involved in this industry. But now the split is becoming very interesting. 20% men and 80% women. In terms of the method of selling, about 30% of sales are done through what we call party plan or home demonstration, with 70% going with the face-to-face sales. Now that's very, very important, because I can remember 10 years ago, all the statisticians were telling me that direct selling was dying, and that in fact the internet would take over our business, that people would buy all of their products on the internet and no longer would require direct selling. I said to them then, you are wrong, and I am proud to say I have proved to be right, because there will always be the most important part of selling is that face-to-face interaction, that relationship between people that makes direct selling so powerful. And that will continue to be very, very strong. Also, very interestingly, a few years ago, if you were looking at the statistics, almost 100% of people in direct selling would have been working part-time. Now it's very different. 18% of direct sellers take this on as a full-time occupation, and 82% in part-time. So some interesting dynamics beginning to take place. When you look at the categories, change is taking place there as well. This is the percentage breakdown of sales through the various product categories. And isn't it great to see that the top two, 55% of all sales, come in either cosmetics and personal care or wellness and nutrition. 5 years ago, wellness and nutrition would have been number 4 or 5 on that chart. Wellness and nutrition is the fastest growing category in direct sales. And the belief is that in the next decade, it will in fact be the largest category of direct sales. That's how important that market is, and isn't it terrific that USANA are right there actually selling those products that are becoming more and more acceptable and more desired by consumers around the world. Some other interesting trends that have been happening. First of all, the increase in number of men. Now, this has happened mainly being driven by the economic recession that we've been in just recently. More men realizing they've either been made redundant by their companies, or they're beginning to realize they no longer wish to be a 9 till 5 situation at work. They want to take control of their own lives. They want to take control of their destiny. And what better opportunity there is to do that than in direct selling, where you can create exactly what you want, where you can fulfill your dreams like you can't in any other industry. You're not subservient to any bosses. You are in charge. You control your own destiny. And more men are coming into the industry as a result. There's been a huge increase in the number of people over the age of 50 that are now coming into the direct selling arena. And again, this has been caused because more companies in the modern world have decided that people are redundant when they get to that kind of age, and they are losing their jobs as a result. Now, these people have a lot to give. These people are the people who have come through life. They understand life. They understand values. They understand relationships. And they are beginning to realize that they can still fulfill the dreams they've always wanted, even at that age. They can go on to whatever age they want if they join direct selling companies. So when you are prospecting, don't always think of the young and dynamic people you want in your network. Think of these very reliable people. They are all out there looking to prove to people that they still have something to offer in life. the increase in the number of hours worked, people realizing that the opportunity and the new commission plans that they're seeing gives them an opportunity to earn at a level they never dreamed of before. And therefore, direct selling is the avenue they are choosing. I've mentioned the revival of home demonstrations, people liking, again, the relationship value working in the home. Multiculturalism. You know, this is the beauty of our industry. Irrespective, you know, any nationality, any color, any creed, anybody, this industry is for them. Every person you talk to, every person you meet, in front of you, you have them as an opportunity to join your network because you can offer them everything that they ever dreamed of. And all of these factors, all of these trends are leading to growth year after year after year. It's very interesting that what we've seen in the last decade in Europe is double-digit growth every single year in direct sales. That's faster growth than the entire retail industry. So if those are the trends, why should USANA be part of direct selling? Why should you be joining direct selling associations? Well, this is the reason. Because now the direct selling world is governed. I wouldn't say policed, but we are looking after the interests of direct sellers. At the world level, the World Federation of Direct Selling, they are literally talking to people in Washington all of the time about the value of global expansion of direct selling. Saldia are based in Brussels, and they lobby the European Parliament on your behalf to make sure that you are protected. And of course, then you have the local DSAs at national level, meaning that we are looking after your interests. We are literally teaching governments to understand the ethical nature of our companies. And as a member of the Direct Selling Association, you can say to everybody you talk to, we are part of the Direct Selling Association, which means we abide by their code of ethics, which means we are a credible company and one you can trust. Whether you're buying our product or selling our product, you can be trusted. So what is the future? Why is the future so bright? Because first of all, the attitudes to direct selling are changing. Governments are suddenly becoming to realize the importance to the economy of direct selling companies. You know, just in the UK, as an example, £1.5 billion every year goes into the UK economy through direct sales. At long last, we've got governments listening to what we say. The opportunity for the future, it grows and it grows and it grows. There's no limit to the opportunities, whether you want to buy, whether you want to sell, whether you want to make a career and build a network. The opportunity continues to be terrific. The image of direct selling is getting stronger and stronger. Long gone are the days of those very bad apples that we had of pyramid selling companies. Pyramid selling is now illegal. And the image that we're portraying, and I have to say, because of companies like USANA, is getting stronger and stronger with governments. The economy, who knows? Right now it is recovering. We're coming out of one of the worst recessions we've ever known. But the interesting thing is that even when we were in that recession, the most sustainable situations were the direct selling companies. We continued to grow where many retail companies went into severe trouble, showing how powerful the direct selling system is and how powerful and vibrant our industry is. Of course, there's competition. There will always be competition, and I don't mind that. Competition is healthy. It's competition that keeps you on your toes. There's room for everybody in the market. All you have to do is make sure that when you tell the USANA story, you're giving the reasons why they should join USANA as opposed to the rest of the competition. And the future, of course, is bright because of this growth. I still predict over the next 5 years continued growth year on year on year, no matter what happens to the general economy. So you're on an adventure. You're part of this new growth. You're part of the future of Europe. And believe me, it's an exciting place to be right now. First of all, it's the right time. Because of this growth, because of the improving image, because of the increasing growth of companies like USANA, this is the right time to be in direct selling. You know you're with the right company. Everything you've heard over the last 2 days tells you you have chosen the right company. Great product, great ethics, just a terrific company. And I've been so impressed with everything I've heard over the last 2 days. You know you have the right product. I wonder how many other companies in the world can say that their product line was built on such scientific techniques. And I have to tell you that in terms of the right product, the right time, the right company, etc., in all my years in direct selling, and I've been around the world and I speak to many direct selling companies, I have never, ever heard one single bad thing said about USANA. Not one. Your reputation is growing, your company is growing, and you should be ready to grow with it. So, question, are you ready for this growth? Are you ambitious enough? Are you really ready for this growth? Are you prepared to do what it takes to make sure that you grow as fast as the company is growing? Are you determined to succeed? If nothing else happens, if you leave this Congress tonight and go home and do nothing different, then nothing will change. What you have to do is take the messages you've had through this conference, take them home and make them work for you. Be determined to succeed. Now, where does success come from? Other companies, almost all the companies I know out there, they talk about the 3 P's of success: product, price, and the way that they promote that product into market. That's what they talk about, the 3 P's. But I believe that although you've got those 3 P's, they will not differentiate you. Every one of your competitors will say theirs is the best product. They will say they have the best pricing and value for money. They will say they promote their product better than anybody else. So that doesn't differentiate you in the eyes of the consumer. So what is it that's going to differentiate you? Because real sustainable success, I believe, comes from within here. So if there's nothing else you take away today from my presentation, other than the next thing I'm going to tell you, this is what I want you to take away. I've talked about these 3 P's. I have 5 other P's. And these, I believe, are the 5 P's that differentiate successful direct selling companies. The 5 P's of success. Pride. Be proud of your company. Be proud of your product. But most importantly, be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you can achieve. Be proud of what you do achieve. Because pride gives you strength. Planning. Don't leave here and do things the way you've always done them. If you want to succeed, if you want dramatic growth, you have to plan it. And I'll give you a phrase to use. To fail to plan is to plan to fail. Plan what you're going to do. What are you going to do differently? When are you going to do it? How are you going to achieve it? Planning is so, so important. Persistence. Not everything will go right all the time. There will be times when you will fail. Don't worry. Failure is not a bad thing at times. You can learn from failures, but don't give up. Whatever you set as your goal, go for it. Don't let go. Always make sure that that's what you're going to achieve, and nothing and nobody is going to stop you from achieving. People. Direct selling is a game, a business of people. People are your greatest asset. Treat your people the same way that you want to be treated yourself. Your people are the thing, they are the lifeblood of your business. Train them, look after them, nurture them. Make sure that they can be as successful as you want them to be. And finally, whatever you do, do it with passion. Success and failure live in exactly the same place, in here. And what you've got to make sure that it is the passion that you have for your product, for your company, for your business, for your team, your network, your customers. Let that passion show at all times, whoever you're talking to. People follow passionate, enthusiastic people. And that's what makes direct sellers such a wonderful, different kind of human being. Be a passionate person. And so I want to leave you. You know, I've said right at the beginning that this future is going to be bright. So how do you know what the future will be like? I'm going to leave you with this phrase. The only way to predict the future is to create it yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been a joy to be with you. Every success. Thank you.